Breakthrough was sort of, this is thematic to have
Yeah.
oranges
Yeah.
on stage. Can you talk a little bit about that moment where he gives you an orange and how that sort of opens you up in a way that you were not expecting?
One day I came in and I was like, really trying hard to start meditating because I couldn't. I was like, oh, it's so boring. And I can't stop thinking. And he's like, that's why you need to meditate. I'm like, but it's so boring. And then finally I had like a good run and I came into his office one morning and I was like bouncy and I was like, I meditated for 3 minutes this morning. It was awesome. I was like, I could probably do that a couple more times and then I can bump it up to 5, being really ambitious. And he handed me an orange that day. And he said, I picked this off my tree, and I thought you might like an orange. And my body was revolted. I looked at that orange, and first of all, I was so upset with him because I've had a huge problem with the color and the fruit since the election, and he knows that, And he had heard me say that so many times. So at first I was like, what? Have you been listening to anything I've said? But in that moment, I had done enough therapy with this guy, and I was starting to open up where I realized my body reaction before my brain. Like, my body moved and rejected it. It was like recoiled at somebody handing like a beautiful gesture. And then once I realized, okay, you can't be mad at a color. Like, what's your next thing? I was like, oh, it's a warm fruit, room temperature for oranges. Who wants that? And the carbs, I live in LA. I can't eat carbs. Like, I went down that mental. And then finally I took it and I just was undone. It was the gesture of him doing something to think about me outside of his office and that he had brought that in for me. I was like, oh God, somebody did something nice for me and I have to accept it.